Episode 13 by Craig Dilouie is a found footage book. It is about a group of paranormal investigators who are exploring something called Foundation House, which is like this large house built during this in the South during slavery times. The team is a small knit group. I can still remember their names, so I really like the characters. There's Matt, his wife Claire. Matt's like a ghost fanboy. Claire's a sort of smart scientist lady who's there to debunk, and that's sort of like their hook of their show called Fade to Black. You know, he'll say something and then she'll be like, oh, actually that's just, you know, the house pipe or something. Then you got Kevin, the gung-ho ex-cop, who is kind of, I think he's kind of based off Ralph Sarchie. You know, he's like a cop who like witnessed a demon and never stopped believing, and then he got let go or something. So Kevin's definitely the gung-ho super cop. You know, he's like an older guy with a mustache. There's Jessica. She is a black actress who's very beautiful, but she's just there to round out the group and add a sort of talent, I guess. Just, you know, just be a good, nice face for the camera. And then there's also Jake. He's like the dogged, sort of reserved cameraman who's just there to make money. So the five of them are basically trying to do Foundation House, and I listened to this on audiobook, so it was a little bit overproduced. You know, whenever there's a scream, there's an actual scream. There's like 4 or 5 people reading, doing the voices. It's done through like watching found footage, but you read like the transcripts. There's also like journals, so it's all sort of done in journal form or found footage form or like an email. So it's kind of a little bit of an epistolary novel, but overall, this one was okay. It starts off really slow. Your basic sort of investigating a haunted house, but then it ends up being more haunted than you think. But the second half really goes for it. I really like the second half. It's a little bit slow in the middle, but when we get to the second half, there's just something otherworldly and really Lovecraftian about it. They definitely play around with the psyches and they just sort of like, they kind of very similar to a movie I've seen before called Grave Encounters, where an investigative crew goes into like an asylum and it ends up playing with like perception and it won't let them leave, and there's just something really sinister, sort of a force just not allowing them to like move through, like you're not allowed to just walk away. It won't let you. It's like a force it's really all over the place. It's omnipotent and maybe a little bit sinister, but I really like the characters. I dug the dynamic between them. It wasn't that scary, but I liked the sort of atmosphere and mood, especially the ending. So, you know, even though it's a plot we've seen before, I liked the way the novel went and just kept going because, you know, you can do whatever you want. It'd probably make a really good movie. You know, some parts of the book were a little bit awkward because, you know, you're reading journals to get character development, and you don't need to do that. You could just have prose, but I guess, you know, the writer wanted to do something different, so the structure might be a little bit weird, and I didn't like how it was overproduced. You know, they'd have like music playing sometimes, or like wind or broken glass. I'm not here to listen to a stage play. I want to listen to an audiobook. But other than that, small complaints, really great horror thrill ride for sure. I give episode 13 a 3.5 out of 5.